Hi, everyone. The stock market on Thursday had an overall constructive session, I would say. We gapped lower and then rallied throughout the day, establishing low or higher highs and higher lows in a stair-step manner throughout the day. That's good. And the fact that the reversal came on above average volume on the NASDAQ, is another positive, and volume being as heavy as it was than the day before on the New York Stock Exchange, that can be seen as short-term positive. However, this is just one day of a bounce, so to assume that we're going to automatically fly to new highs and or we're biding time before breaking down is just foolish. You can't really know which way we're going to go unless you're one of those funds or firms, that run billions of dollars and you can actually move the market. We could easily see investors take the market to new highs here. We could easily see us break down here, or we could stay range bound for the entire summer. Why not? Why not go do that? We're heading into June, July, August. 3 months of going nowhere. I can see it. However, the good news is for bulls is that I only had two partial sells tonight. We'll go over those at the very end of the video. And basically, my short scans were very lame, with the only stocks breaking down being in very low price POS quality stocks overall. So there's really not a big deal. And the good news is that stocks like WFR. This is a smaller price stock, but they're in the AAII portfolios. I like to also watch these stocks, as there's a lot of value guys that are really good with their methodologies. And WFR shows up there, and as you can see, this stock's hitting a new high on heavy volume, so that's very positive. See, Hewlett Packard last night gapping up and then closing higher than where it gapped up on very, very strong volume. That's a beautiful, beautiful weekly chart right there, and that's very, very, very bullish to see overall. Domino's Pizza, oh my God. Windows 8, I literally hate this thing. Oh, Jesus Christ. Windows 8, I hate you so much. Domino's Pizza. Domino's Pizza breaking out to a new high on strong volume overall. I love pizza. Everyone basically loves pizza, and why not? But who would have thought that pizza stock would be in a strong bull market and off the 2008 lows? If you would have told me that Domino's Pizza would be up over 2,000% off the lows, I would have told you that you are absolutely insane and that there's absolutely 0% chance of that ever happening. Yeah. So Domino's Pizza is another nice breakout. And then another small company, Atlantic Company, a $12 stock, breaking out to new highs on heavy volume. And CoStar Group bouncing off 50-day moving average with the pocket pivot point signal. Electronics for imaging, pocket pivot point buy signal actually on the down day yesterday, and then today following through with another pocket pivot point buy signal. And then I'm always a big guy about focusing. If you want to really buy 20% of each individual stock, if you do not like holding a lot of stocks for diversification for big trends, or can't get 20% long a single stock, but however, you must be 20% long each time you go long, you follow the leading industry groups. And with that, that'd be something like Biogen, Amgen, REGN, and stocks in the biotechnology sector. And that being the case, I also like speculative stocks in that sector like INSM, which we are currently long, and then stocks like TROV, which are currently building potential cup with handle pattern. Deep cup with handle pattern, mind you, but overall, as you can see on this chart, there is a lot of green, and a lot of green is good in uptrends because it normally leads to some big price appreciation. And then THRX is another biotechnology stock, and it's a $36 stock. And then also today, PCYC gave a pocket pivot point off the 50-day moving average. So there's other biotech stocks out there that are ready to move, and overall, it just doesn't look horrible. Here's an IPO one, PBYI. So it's pretty okay out there. It's not great. And so the main point I'm trying to make is don't be too bearish here, because we got a lot of stocks that are breaking out to new highs still and still look like nothing happened the day before. So before you start top calling, wait till there's a little bit more confirmation. And anyway, partial sells is Cat's closing below the 20-day moving average just ever so slightly, but a close is a close below, and we've lost a lot since the top on May, so that's a 25% sell. And then GMCR is a 20% sell. Why is it not a 25% sell? Because it's still above the 20-day moving average. But let's say it would have closed at the low a day today, even though it still technically would have been above the 20-day moving average, it then definitely would have been a full sell, because that would have been extreme selling confirmation from the initial eclipse of the 10-day moving average. And why is GMCR a 20% sell all anyway? Because remember from yesterday, BXW Day, Perry, Beeve, and Barry were all on watch. If they closed below the low a day, that intraday low a day, they were sells. All of them succeeded except for GMCR. GMCR is the only one that closed below the intraday low of yesterday, did it in heavy volume. Since it's above the 20-day moving average and it got a nice tail, it's only a 20% sell, and that's all there is to it. GXG, I noticed Columbia might have found a short-term bottom, so trend-following traders would be on the lookout now for GXG to start to move higher and produce a pocket pivot point buy signal if you're trend-following country ETFs.